Welcome back to me playing Tomb Raider across 3 different systems, primarily the Sega Saturn version, which I am playing today. And today's episode is a very special one for me in particular. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory. I'll put like a chapter heading in the description so you can go through to the timestamp of like where the gameplay starts, because this is a bit of a story. So the first time I ever saw Tomb Raider, it must have been about 1998, and it was Tomb Raider 2. It was a cracked version on a chipped PlayStation belonging to my birth mother's boyfriend at the time, and it blew me away. It was like the first time I'd ever seen a game that could look so lifelike. Up until this point, everything I'd played had been very cartoonish. And I tried playing it, and I was absolutely dire at it. And I thought to myself, one day I'll get to play this properly and I'll learn how to play it. Zoom forward about a year and I get my Sega Saturn with a collection of 6 games, which I'm playing as part of this whole series. And it comes from like a distant family member who's upgrading to the N64, if you can call it that. And obviously I see one of these games with its cardboard cover, like the Sega Saturn games had, is Tomb Raider 1. And obviously this guy had played through them. There's like cousin, it was like a stepbrother of a cousin twice removed of my stepmom. So quite a distant sort of like link. But he'd obviously completed all of these games. And so he had this save file of like Tomb Raider. And just so I can show you what happened, I'll show you exactly what happened here. So me as a little kid, having just played like Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff like that, was used to just kind of mashing these buttons. And so this is what happened. I just held A. Okay, I don't quite know what happened there. I had to press it twice. But as a little kid, I just pressed it a couple of times too fast. And I could never go to like new game. I didn't know how to start the game from fresh. And so I ended up every single time at the beginning of this horrible level, and I'll show you more or less what happened to me every single time. So, like, I didn't know what I was doing. I couldn't control my character very well. And, like, I'd press start, I'd freak out, I'd be getting the guns out and stuff. You know, I'd tried this, and like, invariably, like, I'd end up jumping and I'd fall off. And then you go back through all of the last level and just die. 3 screams. That's what happened to me every single time. And for a long time, I never completed Tomb Raider. I never got past like this first like stumbling block. The only time I ever really actually started properly being able to play Tomb Raider was a few weeks later when I figured out how to get into the menu of the Saturn and just delete everything from like the previously saved games, so like just clear all the memory. Once I got there, I was able to play the game through, but I never got to this part of the game ever again until many years later on the PlayStation version as an adult. So what this means is that right now I am going to do something that 27 years ago I was completely unable to do, and it put me off like being able to get that far into Tomb Raider out of just fear. And I'm going to right this wrong right now. 27 years in the making. Let's show them how it's done. He is a bit of a bullet sponge, I will say that. More so than like the mutants on the previous levels have been. I'm going to heal. Obviously, there's still a fear that I might still run off the edge, which will be very embarrassing after showing you how confidently I came into this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, I started running towards it then. When are you going to stop? Oh my god, man. There it is. Let's get a bit of distance because I don't know how much he explodes on the Sega Saturn version. It takes a while to die, doesn't he? And that's it. The door opens and we are through. Right, I'm going to grab some ammo. This level is a little bit different from the last one. It's a good one. It is a great place to finish the game. Because it's got a lot of traps. It's got a good bit of level design. It really feeds in from the last level, as you've already seen. But on top of all of that, it's also just one of those levels where it's like a handful of enemies and 2 bosses. That's it. So we're just going to get some more Uzi ammo, because we are going to be wanting that. We did use quite a bit there. I think we started on 2318. I'll have to see that in the edit. Right. Now usually there'll be a save point here on the PlayStation version, I'm certain. I don't want to have to deal with Adam once again. Oh, there's a save point up there. Okay. Whew. I feel nervous. I feel kind of nervous right now, won't lie. Right, hang on. So, what do I do? Basically, I want this block to come out, don't I? So, I can't remember where enemies are. Well, that doesn't sound fun. And we're going to push the block, aren't we? Because it's dark, isn't it? Oh yeah, there's a thing here, so you can't push it in. Yeah, that makes sense. Now I could just go and get the save point straight away, but the fact that it gave us quite a bit of length down here makes me think that we can pull this block out twice and now be able to access behind it. Whether that's the way we're meant to go, or if that's a secret or something, I don't know. On a previous level, that would have been considered like a good place to put a secret. But I've waited 27 years to do that on the Sega Saturn. I've done it before on the PlayStation and various other versions, but never on the Sega Saturn. Oh, there's nothing here. Wow. There's just nothing there. Like I said, on a previous level, that would have been a good place to put a secret. But once I've saved it, I'll be able to relax a bit more then. Okay, so there's this. Some crumbling floor right in front of it, so we just got to go for it, I think. There we go. We're through. So this level is very full of traps and such, and it thematically does follow on quite well from the last level, but it also feels like it ties in quite well with oh, that's not a lever. I felt it was a lever there. It feels like it really ties in with Natla's Mines a bit as well, in terms of just like how the level works. Okay, so do we want this to be pushed through or pulled? I reckon pushed through, but I could be completely wrong. But then if it's being pulled, why is it being pulled? Let's go and see what's around the other way. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Yep. Okay. Now we did need to push it. Hold on. We needed to push it so we can access that lever up there on the left. I see. Yes. Classic block puzzle. Like, even in the very final level of the game, which is quite explosive in terms of, you know, its bosses, and you look at the previous level, which had been quite a combat heavy level, and then you get here and it's still, you know, your classic early Tomb Raider block puzzles of trying to access a lever or whatever here and there. Now, I don't know if I can climb up here. Let's find out. No, I can't. So I have to go back around. Yeah. Nice. It's an interesting bit of level design, the way this works out. You see a lot more of this kind of stuff in Tomb Raider 2, I find. A little bit in 3 as well. Just the idea of you can see where you need to get to. And then it's just a question of, like, actually getting there. Right, what are we dealing with here? What are we dealing with here? Hang on. So it looks like, sort of glitching through the floor here, this looks like it's going to be a drawbridge at some point. And we have to go over into that corner. Oh, okay, and we're jumping across to the flatter slopes here. I feel like I'm going to mess this up on the Sega Saturn in particular. Okay, so we're over there's nothing. So we're going to jump over to this side. And of course it's going to give us some spitting lava, because, you know, we couldn't be doing with no damage at all now, could we? Still feel like an enemy might be around the corner anyway, but I'm pretty sure there's like 6 enemies in this level. I'm pretty sure there's literally just a bit right near the end where like some show up and it's you know, final little flurry of enemies. Is there a flat surface over here? If there's not, then the trick will be to jump sideways. I thought so. And then jump off the slope into that. That was clever. Making us do that. This is what I love about Tomb Raider as well, is it's like you get all of the mechanics very quickly. And all that happens with the later stuff, the later levels and all that, is it's the same ideas, but you just do it more. You just put it all together. Okay. God, it's so dark. Sugar! Ah! It was so dark. It was so hard to see what was coming. Gah. Right, okay. What are we dealing with here? Okay, so actually, having a look at it now, I can see that there is a thing on the left here. Oh yeah, and there's the boulder. Right, okay, so we're going to try and trigger that. And because it's a Saturn version, it doesn't always make a sound early on. So we're going to have to do it in stages. Okay, it's still there. I wish I could... this is one of those cases where if it was the remaster... Here it comes. There we go. If it was the remaster, I'd be able to save it right before that boulder. And then I can just take as many times to figure out where it triggers. Without having to go back ages, you know? God, it's so dark here. Oh, another boulder up there on the right. Okay, it's going to be the same kind of dealio, is it? Yeah, there's a thing for it to go in there. There we go. Okay. Oh, goodness me. Classic boulder traps. Yeah, there's a lot of traps in this level. This is a very trap-led level. So it begins and ends with a boss. Has a couple of enemies in it, but mostly this level is traps. And I will probably be dying to quite a few of them today because I can't remember where they all are. And it's very, very dark. So dark. And the textures aren't helping. Helps to have the guns put away sometimes as well. Wait, what? Hang on, what was that? That was so trippy. I went back and it was flat, even though I felt like I was going to drop down. I went forward and she took a stumble. I have no idea what just happened there. Oh, it's the ski on itself. Okay. That's it. Okay, so we've taken out the ski on. And then there are some enemies out here. I remember. What the hell? I'm so lost. Oh my god, man. There might be two enemies here, I'm not even sure. There's two enemies, okay. Right, okay. This is why we have so many medipacks. There are 3 enemies. Okay, that's that. Okay. My god. This level is thankfully quite short in terms of enemies. I don't think I'll be having too many of them. Okay. So this is where it gets a little bit more Minecraft, because now we get like clearly some water has hit the lava and we've got obsidian. That's how I'm choosing to imagine it anyway. But for the rest of the level now we're going to get, because we've shot the ski on, we're going to get earthquakes for the rest of the level. And to be fair, the ski on is a it's not like an enemy that can fight you, didn't I? So I think realistically I could have shot that with the pistols and it would be just fine. Right, there is a secret. In the last level I was trying to access... Wait, is it a secret? In the last level I was trying to access that door there. Wait, what is this? There's nothing here. That's not really a pushable block, is it? Huh? Is it just there to show us that, like... What? But then why is there a lever? I don't know. I'm just going to go down through the obsidian. I think there's a pool of water down there. And it's like, yeah. I'm calling it obsidian. I'm choosing to do so for, like, you know, just because it kind of makes sense. We've got, like, the lava, and this was all lava on the last level. And now there's, like, I think some water down there. I just realised that I probably could have just fallen down here and shot them from a distance, couldn't I? But then again, they can probably shoot me. Yeah, unfortunately, we are going to be dealing with earthquakes for the rest of the level. Oh, Christ. The camera. Okay. Seems obvious to me what we've got to do here. It's a running jump to the wall, and then we're just going to go along and try not to get shot by the arrows. Seems simple enough. Obviously, we probably are going to get shot by the arrows, but then I'm going to take up loads of health. I understand on New Game Plus of the remaster, every trap, like, is instant death, including arrows. Wait, I was meant to jump. I was meant to jump there. I pulled out the guns instead of jumping. I'm going to wait for them to come to me. Oh god, okay, you're over there on the right. And on the left. Weirdly enough, they're not going across the bridge. It's almost like they don't see the bridge as a thing that they can cross. And that can only be not because of like how they were probably designed, but maybe how the bridge was designed. Or something. I don't know. But there's something in the coding that was making them not even consider to run across the bridge to attack me directly. That was a lot easier. And I don't think that's the case on the PlayStation version. God, the earthquakes. The final level of Tomb Raider 2 has the same deal. Where it's like earthquakes afterwards, but it's only for like 2 or 3 minutes. Whereas this is going to be most of the level, I feel, or at least half the level. Okay, so now we're going to jump off of this. Swinging axes. Okay, I know this room. This is what I mean. This room is just full of traps. And imagine trying to do this on New Game Plus. I mean, just even that first bit of like... I keep thinking there's a boulder coming at me. I bet there's a boulder up there somewhere. Even that bit where it's like... I was right in there being a boulder. Okay, surely I can't be triggering any boulders here. Freaking hell, it's hard to line up a jump like this, you know? There we go. Yeah, just trying to shimmy. Oh, for God's sake. Hang on. Standing here is only going to give me more damage. No, look. You're trying to look. Okay. Here's a question. Am I... if you're shimmying and you're getting like hit by a single arrow and you die from a single arrow, that's not going to be good, is it? Okay, I see the idea here. Every time it makes that sound effect in particular, I feel like there's a boulder behind me, and that's just really nerve-wracking. That's how you do that. I wish I would stop making that particular sound. Okay, I can see what we've got to do here. There's a save point at the end of it. I wish it was at the beginning. Okay. So it's going to be a jump, and then we're going to jump off each slope. I'm going to take a step back and hope. Why can't I access this? Okay, there we go. Okay. I understand also that there is a secret above me. I've forgotten how to get to it, and I just don't care anymore. To be honest, we've got all the items we need. Oh, this bit! Okay, right, I'm glad there was a save point there. So basically, the gist is here, we have to run that way and duck into the room on the right before the boulder comes, but there's a swinging axe in front of the door. Even when I'm doing this in a fairly, like, knowledgeable way, I still can mess this one up. So I'm just going to go for it in any case. And it was the axe that got me. Good thing we just saved it. Okay. If it works, it works. I don't care. I'm not here for a perfect run. I'm not here doing a new Game Plus or whatever the hell it is. Okay. So we're just going to leg it and go into the room on the right. There's a medipack on the floor, which is just cruel. I think that's designed to trick you, but it's like, how the hell will you even be getting that? You don't, is the answer. Unless you can this way. Yeah, you can this way. Okay. I doubt I'm going to need it, to be honest. Okay, we've got another boulder here. And what are we running towards? Oh, it's a slope with a swinging axe. Of course it is. And it's probably a thing to jump at the bottom. I mean, there would have to be, wouldn't there, if there's a boulder coming at you. Lava pits on the left and right. Yeah, okay. I feel like I was meant to not try and climb up. Right, so it's either one of two things. Either we don't try and climb up, or we're meant to grab onto the ledge on the very side, like that. Or potentially, it's not. We're meant to try and get on there without grabbing the edge at all. That's it. Okay. So it was a case of letting the jump happen at the very, very last little, like, split second. Okay. Right, after 3 of those boulder traps, can we... Ugh! Leave me alone, guy! Again, a very cool save point. Not save point. Medipack. I ain't getting that. I think I did manage to get it once. Or at least try to a lot of times. Right, this door's going to close, and I just have a feeling it's going to be another boulder, don't I? Is that boulder over there? Of course it bloody is. Oh, it's so dark. Right, okay, I think we run towards the boulder. And I don't know what we're doing with it. I don't know where we've got to go to. Oh, I see. Okay, that was easy enough. What about this one? Probably a standing jump and grab, honestly. Yes. Okay. This is where the logic of everything just comes together, and you got to really think about like the gaps and the distances and stuff like that. Oh my god, water. Please, I love water. Water is not lava. Right, we have to get over there somehow. And there's probably going to be like an underwater lever, I imagine. Okay, I've given up on looking for a lever. And I'm now wondering if it's actually a case of we have to clear the fire altogether, like a running jump and grab situation. It is. Okay. And then it's going to be... This is going to come up, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. That is floor on the other side. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, yeah. That's that. The water's just there to put you out, I guess. Because they don't want to be too cruel. And that's that. Okay. Again, I'm going to avoid a secret here. There is a secret over the other side of this. But what we're actually after is the pool of water at the bottom of this like vestibule thing. Now, how do we get in there? This is where the logic again comes in. So we can actually see now that is kind of like blocks away, right? So we got the lava block, we got the solid floor, and then we got the water. So that's 3 blocks away. A standing jump and grab takes you forward 2 blocks, which I think is where that crackable floor is, right? That floor that's going to fall through. I think what we have to do is pull up and then allow lava to drop down. But the way I've always done this, and bear in mind that like I would have saved a lot more recently, or maybe I'll just go for the secret. No! I thought I could carry on running and do another jump. And maybe I could have if I'd done like a bit more of a curve in the air kind of thing. Right, okay, we're back here again. And I'm just trying to work out what the best course of action is. See, I know that when you get to the secret, you can do a dive from the edge of the secret. That will do it. It might even be the case that I can do a dive from here. I really don't want to have to do all of those traps again, you know? I'm going to try and do a dive. Alright, third time's the charm, eh? Okay, let's try something else. I'm going to walk to the edge. Come back a bit. Come back a little bit more. Maybe 2 steps. And we're going to do that. Okay. Now usually I do that like first if not second time, and usually there's a save point not long before it if I remember correctly. I think with the room with the fire and the water. But now that should have cleared the floor underneath it. And if that's the case, I now should be able to dive into it. Ooh, maybe a step back and then dive into it. That's it. reoriented and reoriented, reorientated. Oh, I think I'm at the end of the level. Okay, this is the end of the level. And it's... Oh, it's a save point. Thank goodness for that. There's a save point. Okay. I'm not scared at all. Now that I've been able to save, I'm not scared at all. One more thing to do. And we're ending on the best piece of music in the game. I love Time to Run. Where are ya? Excuse me! Right, thank you. Jesus Christ, Natla. She gets about quickly, eh? Hold on. As long as we keep healing, I think we can do this. She's only got... Oh, I see. She can fire off 3 at a time. Well, it's irrelevant because you still can't hit me with them. Okay, now she is going to play dead for a bit, but it is really one of those bosses with 2 health bars. And she'll get up and say, "You can't bump off me and that brood so easy, Lara."
You can't bump off me and my brood so easy, Lara.
Yeah, but you can't fly anymore, so I'm not scared. That is going to be the last enemy in this game. Because she does take a bit of health, eh? There we go. Now she's done. And it turns out I can bump off you and your brood so easily. Now the real challenge that's left is getting the hell out of here without falling down. It's a very simple idea. It's just climbing to the top and then going across a bunch of platforms. Classic platforming. This shouldn't be that difficult, right? The issue is the earthquakes just get worse and worse. Firstly, I've got to find out where I'm actually climbing up. Is it around the back of this? What am I actually looking at here? Well, I don't know what's in front of me. It's so dark. Hold on. Wait, can I jump up there from the bottom? There we go. Okay. Right, so somehow I'm meant to get to this door. Maybe there's an easier way. I went the long way around. Something I only learned very recently about that flying Natla boss, when she's firing off all those things, she has actually attached herself to a mutant. I didn't realise, but if you look very closely at the character model, you can actually see that one of the flying mutants is on her back. It's kind of mounted her. And she's using it like a sort of symbiotic relationship thing. Or either that or she's just giving it a piggyback. I don't know. It kind of looks strange though. So yeah. Now you can see that from like, you know, the wall texture that we're at the top of the pyramid, so to speak. Remember that pyramid, you know, we entered at the beginning of Atlantis? I don't think there's any more boulder traps. I don't think there's any more traps at all. I think literally now it's just a case of platforming, trying not to fall down because it's a long way to fall. Just take your time. Just take your time. Oh, for God's sake. The camera, no. Okay, so we're trying to get to over there. Oh, I see. Is it a running jump or is it a standing jump? That's going to be the question for all of these. I think they're all running jumps by the looks of it. The last one might be a standing jump. No, that's a running jump and grab. Because of the height. Yeah. Oh, we're nearly out of here. We are so nearly out of here, and I will have done something that I couldn't do 27 years ago, which is complete Tomb Raider on the Sega Saturn. Okay, don't lose control of the D-pad now. I just suspect more boulders, you know, but I think we are past all of the traps. I'm really scared now. It's just gonna all like, I'm gonna have to do Natlo again. I don't wanna. No, that's it. We're out. We're out. We're out. As long as I don't mess up this jump now. It froze. The game froze and it threw me right off. Somehow, it hasn't affected anything. I think that's it now. I'm out of here. Boom! Okay, we are finally... That's a long ass slope. We're out. Okay. Kill 6. Yeah, I thought there were 6 enemies in here. Time taken 20. It doesn't feel that way for me. Haven't seen how many times I bloody died trying to get through those traps. Oh my god. Whew. I've never seen this clip on the Sega Saturn version. Are we getting Atlas boat? We never see that boat again. There's a nice boat. I guess you just sold it. I guess he just takes it back and sells it because I know no one else is coming for it. Well, that's Atlantis gone. Now it really is the lost continent. Yeah, the level took me 20 minutes, but I've been recording according to what's on the screen for an hour. So that is it for me playing Tomb Raider across 3 different systems. Really, it was mostly just the Sega Saturn and the Remaster version. And now it is time to decide what game we're playing next. Okay, it's been a while since we've seen this wheel. Right, let's find out which of these 3 envelopes I'm opening next. Again, I have no idea what's in them. One of these games will have to be live streamed, I reckon. I don't know. Another of these games I'm not looking forward to because it's going to be bloody difficult. And another of these games it's going to take me a while to complete. Let's find out what I'm going to get. Oh! Just went over into 3. If 2 happen to be a good one, I'm going to be annoyed. Okay, so it is... Number 3, you can't see the numbers too well on the camera, I imagine, but it's color coded as well. Okay, it is the one that's going to take me a long time to do. I spent most of, I think, was it 2024 playing Lemmings? Now we're playing 3D Lemmings, or Lemmings 3D, whichever way around it is. I always thought it was Lemmings 3D, but apparently it might be 3D Lemmings. So if you're interested, please do join me for that. It is going to be quite a fun one. It's a very sort of different look from all the other Lemmings games. You know, the real sort of early days of 3D gaming kind of aesthetic. So a bit rough around the edges, but I'm kind of looking forward to getting stuck into that. And South Africa's legendary Game Cop, if you're watching, I hope you enjoy it. Right, until next time, have a good one.